All right, welcome to this online podcast, and today we're going to learn how to make the adhan. So again, it's pronounced adhan, and this is the call to prayer. Okay, so every Muslim should know how to make the adhan. So it's good that we're going through this tutorial. So just a few notes before we get started. The first thing we need to talk about is when you're learning the adhan, when you're in the process of learning it. You may notice that there are a lot of similar phrases, in fact, almost identical to the tashahhud and words during prayer. Now, in your Islamic journey, you've learned all the necessary words and phrases, and even the tashahhud during prayer. You've been saying that almost like a million times each day, and in your life as well. And this is what's going to give you a nice head start and a strong base foundation so that you can learn the adhan, all right? The second thing to note is that don't freak out because some of the phrases and words are stretched out when you call out the adhan or when one calls out the adhan. And the reason why you may hear some people stretch out the words and phrases in the adhan or call to prayer, and the possible reason why they might be doing that is for emphasis. So again, you would not call the adhan quickly, like saying Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, because otherwise, what if you say it quickly and then other people don't even know that it's time for prayer yet? So while you're saying it nice and slowly and loudly out loud, people would hear that and they say, okay, let's go to prayer. We have enough time to repeat after the muezzin, okay? So again, this is also for emphasis. Allah wants us to repeat after each of the parts of the adhan so that we may reflect, and Allah does love those who reflect. Okay, so again, very easy to remember. This whole adhan will inshallah be easy to remember because you already have that base foundation. The next thing to know is that, again, when you're listening to the adhan, when you're listening to somebody else recite the adhan, it is a very good habit to repeat after the muezzin what he says, okay? There are two exceptions because for two of the steps in the adhan, you actually say something different after the muezzin, okay? And we're going to go through that. And if you're still confused, we'll go through that when we meet together on the 26th, inshallah. So again, recite much more slowly. So the first step is to actually recite Allahu Akbar 4 times, okay? Now, let me just clarify something. What I have written down here is Allahu Akbar once and twice, so 2 times. So really, if you want to say Allahu Akbar 4 times, based on this note over here, you have to say this sentence 2 times, okay? 2 times. So I'm going to break this up to start off to make it easy, and then we're going to say this slowly together. And I would encourage you to try and say after me and say with me as well. So, okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. All right? Notice how I stretch the second Allah a bit longer because of the 4-letter A's instead of 3-letter A's here, okay? Remember, we're stretching it out for emphasis. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So again, these Hu Akbar is the same thing for both of these, but it's the Allah that is stretched, okay? That seems to be stretched. So one more time, and I'd encourage you to play along and follow me as I say this. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And the translation for this is, Allah is the greatest. Okay? So let's go to the next step. The next step is now to recite the Shahada 2 times. Okay? So again, I have it written once, but you have to say it 2 times. So let me go through the translation first. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship but Allah. Okay, so I'm going to break this up slowly. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah. All right, let me just get rid of this dash. There's no dash here. It's just a typo. So a couple things to note here. Notice that for this part over here, instead of saying, let me just get a different color just so I can show you. What's a good color? Use a black. So for the 2 L's, letter L's over here, notice how I'm not saying Ashhadu alla ilaha. Okay? I want to kind of connect these 2 letter L's together. Okay? So what I'm really going to say is Allah. And then over here too, there's 2 letter L's that are connected with the dash. Allah ilaha. And again, you're not connecting the A with the H, okay? So it's just let me say it one more time. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah. And again, it's same thing for these L's, letter L's as well. Okay, there's a connection there. So again, follow me along. Let's say it one more time slowly to all together. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah. And again, I'm stretching the end part over here because there are 4 letter A's, and that's what it sounds like. All right. Next step is to recite something about Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihe Wasalam 2 times. Okay, and what we're doing is this is almost like in the Shahada, where you're saying, I bear witness, with the translation, I bear witness that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihe Wasallam is the messenger of God or Allah. Okay, so let's say it, let's break it up slowly. Ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. Okay, let's say it one more time slowly. Ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. Okay, ideally there shouldn't be a letter L over here. So a couple things to note. First of all, starting from the beginning, again, notice if I get my black pen out, the letter N's connect again. Okay, the connect. You don't say ashhadu anna Muhammad. You say ashhadu anna Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad. And the same thing with the letter R. Muhammadurra, durra. So I'm having trouble saying this part. Durra. All right. Sulullah. So there shouldn't really be a letter L and dash here. Ideally, it's just probably just a typo. But here again, you're connecting the letter L's here. Okay. So sulullah, and it's not lul, but it's lul. Okay. So let's say this slowly again together, and I encourage you to follow me along. Ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. And again, I'm stretching out the ending. You know the drill. Okay, there's 3 letter A's there. I bear witness that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the messenger of God. So I'm saying this phrase 2 times. All right, next step. This is a bit different. So what we're reciting now is come to prayer 2 times. Okay, let me just get my white pen out. So this translation is actually hasten to the prayer. Come quickly to the prayer. So I'm gonna break this down slowly. Okay, Hayya ala salah. All right, one more time. Hayya ala salah. So the translation is hasten to the prayer. Now let's say this all together now. I'd encourage you to follow along. Hayya ala salah. Again. Hayya ala salah. Alright, so you have to say this 2 times, alright? Next step is to recite the translation hasten to success 2 times. Well, you're not really saying the English, but you're reciting the Arabic, which is here. But that is the translation, which is actually hasten to real success. Okay, so Allah is telling us come to real success, come to goodness. Okay, so let me break it down first. Hayya alal falah. One more time. Hayya alal falah. Okay, so a couple things to note. Notice that compared to the previous step, step 4, this, let me get a different pen out actually. This and this is also here. You have the hayya and then the here, all right? It may be hard to see, but really what I'm trying to say is step 4 and 5 are almost identical, almost similar, except you know that they are different because you see the lal and the falah. The previous one was hayya ala salah. It was la salah, but this is lal falah, all right? And again, you're not saying lul falah, you're saying lal falah, all right? So let's say it together one more time and follow along with me. Hayya alal falah. And remember to note that the A and apostrophe indicates a letter ayn, like an sound, okay? So that is what you have to say 2 times. Now, step 4 and 5 notes. This is the exception I was telling you about earlier. So again, this phrase down here is not part of the adhan, okay? Saying the adhan. This step is what you would say after hearing somebody say hayya ala salah and hayya ala al falah. Okay, so this is, you only say this if you're not reciting the adhan. Okay, so again, this phrase is said after step 4 and also said after step 5 separately. So the translation for this is going to be, there is no power and no strength except with Allah. Okay, so let me break this down slowly. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. All right, so again, some things to note. La hawla wa la quwwata. So notice the W's here connect. Okay, so you're not saying quwwata. You're not saying quwwata illa billah. All right, you have to say quwwata illa. So connecting these two L's, and billah. Okay, billah. All right, let me say it again. La hawla. So this is like the English word ho. Okay, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Okay, so the reason I also put a UH over here instead of an A, because I know the UH in your perspective makes an sound. Okay, so that should help you there. The next step, step 6, is to recite Allahu Akbar twice. So we've now reached the conclusion of the adhan. So Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Let me say that slowly again. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay, again, the translation here is Allah is the greatest. Okay, so you say this 2 times, and again, this is already written twice, so you don't have to say this a second time. The last step now of the adhan is to actually recite the Shahada once. Okay, so you say this once. So now you say, let me say it slowly, La ilaha illallah. All right, a couple things to notice again. Notice how I emphasize on illa. Okay, I'm connecting the letter, the lam, or the letter L's. Okay, and there shouldn't be a dash here because you're not connecting the A with the H. That's probably just a typo. You're connecting these letter L's here, the ones I'm underlining below, and these ones here. Okay, so what I'm saying here is La ilaha illallah. So here you're saying lul instead of lul. You're not saying lul, but you're saying lul. Okay, so the translation to conclude this adhan is, there is no God but Allah. Alright, so I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, we'll review this next time. But thanks for your attention and have a great day.